Hey, what is up guys, and welcome to my Wukong Nightmare Raid mini guide, I guess. I'm just going to share a few tips with you guys that help me battle this raid. Hopefully it will be useful for you guys as well. Okay, so let's go over some minor details on Nightmare Wukong. Comparing Nightmare to Expert and EX mode, as you can see, Nightmare has way more health and damage when compared to the lower difficulties. He has a whopping 2.7 mil HP and 3.2k strength. Let me be clear on this. This fight is not for everybody. This is a mode for veteran players or people that have invested a decent amount of time into their fire elemental team. I'm not exactly sure on the requirement, but I feel like the total strength of your fire team collectively should be around 7 to 8k strength on average. Of course that depends on the other members on your team, but I would say 8k total strength is a good number to be at, and a little bit under is doable as long as you have a decently strong team. The setup on your team should be the same as Expert and EX mode. Run 3 Dragon Prep Worm Prints on 3 AI units and 2 DPS prints on your main. If you are using Mim or a sword character, I will highly recommend using these Shining Overlord prints since you will be transforming into a dragon quite often in this raid. It's also very helpful to have Xuanzang on the team, as her skill 2 debuff is very useful for reducing Wukong's damage and also lowering his defense at the same time. And once you have everything set up, you're pretty much good to go. Now let us talk about Wukong's notable attacks, and keep in mind that this info is based on my experience. Alright, so if you're hosting the match, Wukong will target his 3 purple line attack at you in the beginning of the fight. When playing a lance or a blade character, you can just sit at the spawn and force strike out at the last second, otherwise you'll have to time your dodge roll. Afterwards, depending on whether or not your team wants to destroy Wukong's staff will determine whether or not you should turn into a dragon. If your team breaks it, great. If not, that's okay too. You can break it later, which does have its own pros since breaking the staff will grant dragon meter. You can actually gain dragon meter as a dragon, so it's kind of a waste if you break it early when you are in dragon mode, but breaking it in the beginning of the fight does let you focus on DPSing Wukong later in the fight instead of wasting your time on his staff. Wukong will do this purple-red big AoE attack periodically during the fight. It doesn't deal that much damage, so I don't recommend trying to dodge it. I suggest to continually attacking Wukong during this move unless there's some mini monkeys out in the field that you can destroy. Otherwise, just keep attacking Wukong and tank the blow. It does inflict a huge knockback on your characters, and there's 2 ways to handle the knockback. Number 1, you can transform into a dragon before the attack goes off to prevent the knockback. Your timing's gotta be on point though, but that is an option that you can do. The other option only applies to lance and blades. Charge your force strike and let go immediately after the blast to quickly dash back into the fray. Now the most important part about this fight are the weak point orbs. When Wukong charges his chi attack, he'll hold onto this green colored orb and it's called the weak point. If you don't break this weak point orb in time, he's going to do his chi attack. When he's holding the orb in front of him, that's going to be a weaker chi attack that inflicts stun, while the other one deals massive damage. It's very important that your team destroys these weak point orbs in time whenever they come up to avoid taking massive damage. I highly recommend saving your skills or dragon transformations for these weak point orbs. The second important thing to break in this fight are the mini Dashangs, or the mini monkeys that appear on the stage whenever he does his altered ego move. When these mini Dashangs are left alone, they'll heal Wukong. If they are left alone for a decent amount of time, they'll do a big burst of heal to Wukong. If I recall correctly, it's almost like a fourth of his health bar, so definitely don't leave them alone. Try your best to destroy them. Do know that there are a couple moments where there will be mini Dashangs on the field, and at the same time, Wukong will be charging his weak point orb. In those moments, you want to try and prioritize in destroying the weak point orb, which by the way, the mini Dashangs will actually heal the weak point orb, so make sure to burst down the orb with skills or transform into a dragon in those situations. Your priority in this fight is to destroy the weak point orb first, mini Dashang second, and then the Jingu Bong staff last. And yeah, other than those tips, make sure that your team has enough DPS. Like I said earlier, about 7 to 8k total strength on a full flame team. Good luck with your runs. If you guys have any questions about the raid, go ahead and comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.